Hello students, this is Asutosh Hota. Today we will learn about the first chapter of class 8 Civics, that is the Indian Constitution. In this topic we are going to discuss about what is a constitution, need of constitution, key features of Indian Constitution such as federalism, parliamentary form of government, separation of powers, fundamental rights, and secularism in detail. Let us start our topic with a beautiful example, a football game. It has certain rules like there is a football, the players are permitted to use their feet only, no one can allow to toss the ball with arms except the goalkeeper. If anyone touches the ball with hand, then there will be a foul. But if all the players started playing football by hand, then it is no more the football game. It may be changed to the volleyball. Here, the rules helps us to define the game. It enables us to distinguish between different games. As these rules are fundamental to game, we can call them as constitutive rules. Similarly, our society has also some rules which help to differentiate it from other. These rules are formulated through consensus, which is usually available in written form. Thus, the written document in which we find such rules is called as constitution. Through these examples, we learned that the constitution is the supreme law of the land. It is the basic law of the state. The country is governed according to the rules and regulations written in constitution. It is the aggregate of fundamental principles. And finally, the constitution is the framework in which government has to function. But have you ever thought, why does a country need a constitution? Let's find it. Firstly, constitution lays out certain ideals that form the basis of the kind of country. It reflects the aspirations of its citizens. It tells about the fundamental nature of the society where its citizens live. It sets rules and principles through common consensus. It upholds the ideas, values, and beliefs of the citizen. It also includes the type of government. To understand this point, let's go through the example recent history of Nepal. History of Nepal. The area showing blue color is Nepal. Nepal is India's neighboring country. It shares border with India. Democracy was established in Nepal in 1990, which lasted for 12 years. In 2002, King Gyanendra took over the government and established monarchy, in which king is the head. But in 2005, protest began by Maoist political parties and citizens to return to democracy. Successfully in 2008, Nepal became a democracy and the people wrote a new constitution for them. But here a question arises, why did people wrote a new constitution? Because the previous constitution did not reflect the ideals of the country and the government changed its form from monarchy to democracy. Thus, they adopted a new constitution in 2015. The second need of a constitution is that it defines the nature of a country's political system. It tells about which type of political system is prevailing there, like democracy, dictatorship, or monarchy. It lays out certain important guidelines that govern decision-making process. We can take the previous situation of Nepal as our example, where Nepal had a constitution when there was monarchy, but they adopted a new constitution when democracy was established. Thirdly, constitution guards the citizens against the misuse of authority. In democracy, people choose their leaders. They are commonly known as representatives. They exercise power on behalf of the people. There is every possibility of misuse of authority, but the Constitution provides safeguard against this. We can take the example of a classroom situation to understand this point. Here, Suresh, the class monitor, misused his authority and put Anil, the innocent guy, into trouble. Like that, the political leaders may misuse their authority. But the Constitution is always there to guard us through fundamental rights. Fourthly, the Constitution prevents domination of majority over minorities. The dominant group always tried to use its power against less powerful people in society. The majority tried to exclude the interest of minorities. But the Constitution ensures the interest of minorities always and check the tyranny of majority. For example, there is inter-community domination between Hindus, Muslims and Christians, and also intra-community domination in Hindu among the four Varnas. Let's see another example of a classroom situation. During the game period, the majority boys dominated the minority girls to play cricket. The interest of girls got excluded who wanted to play basketball. But to protect the interest of minorities in society, the constitution lays down certain rules. Fifthly, constitution saves us from ourselves. It sounds certain strange, but it has its own meaning. Many times, people take decisions that go against the larger interest. It have an adverse effect on the basic principles of the country, but the constitution guards against it. It does not allow to change its basic structure. For example, one may wish for dictatorship government being frustrated of party politics that is prevailing in democracy. But in long run, it may go against their interest and decisions. Here we have another example for better understanding the dilemma of Sabnam. As she had a strong desire to see her favorite show, but the family decided not to watch the show. The decision of the family against the desire of Sabnam proved to be beneficial in her exam, as many questions were from the last two chapters which left for revision earlier. After the long authoritarian rule under the colonial state, Indians were convinced to have a democracy. But to set up this democratic government and functioning rules, there was a great need of constitution. A group of 300 members formed the Constituent Assembly. They had a huge task of framing the constitution of the country. They faced many challenges such as diversity, partition, and integration of princely states. But they were working over these challenges and gave us a visionary document that is the Constitution. The Constitution aims at unity with diversity and socio-economic development of the society. Dr. Ambedkar, who was the chairman of drafting committee, is known as the father of Indian Constitution. Let's look into the features of Indian Constitution. Federalism, which means existence of more than one level of government. In India, we have three levels of government: center, state, and local self government. A single person or a level of government cannot take decision for everyone in a federation. Here, the state enjoy autonomy, but they have to follow the law of center. Our constitution contains list that specifies the lawmaking power of each tier and also the source of money for each tier. The lists are union list, state list, and concurrent list. In federation, state is not merely an agent of federal government, but it also draws its authority from constitution. Parliamentary form of government. It is a form of government based on parliament. Here, the representatives are elected by people. There is the provision of universal adult suffrage, in which all men has the right to cast vote from 18 years and above, irrespective of caste, class, gender, place of birth, societal status, etc. This type of government encourages democratic mindset, which breaks the caste, class, and gender hierarchies. Every citizen also have the right to contest election. Here the representatives are accountable to the people. Separation of powers. It means dividing or sharing of powers among different organs. In India, there are three organs of government: legislature, executive, and judiciary. Each organ should exercise different powers. The elected representatives are known as the legislature, whereas the group of people responsible for implementing laws comes under the executive, and the system of court in the country is the judiciary. The separation of power prevent misuse of powers. There is checks and balances which helps in balance of power. Fundamental rights. It is the conscience of the Constitution. It is a set of written rights provided to every Indian citizen. They are right to equality, right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, and right to constitutional remedies. The fundamental rights guard against the misuse of state. It also protects citizens against arbitrary and absolute exercise of power by any individual or state. It guarantees rights of minorities against the majority. According to Dr. Ambedkar, the fundamental rights have twofold objectives. First, every citizen must be in a position to claim those rights. Second, rights must be binding upon every authority that have got the power to make laws. In addition to this, there is also a separate section in Constitution which is called as Directive Principles of State Policy. It ensures greater social and economic reforms. It serves as a guide to Indian state and also help to reduce poverty of masses. Secularism. Here, the word secular means not connected with any religion. Secular state is a state which does not officially promote any one religion. There is no state religion. Here, no religion is given extra benefit. At the same time, no religion is ignored. Here are some more important points on Constitution. Constitution plays a very important role in democratic societies. The values and kind of constitution is determined by history, ideology and culture of the society. Constitution changes according to change in above aspects. Changes in fundamental nature of the country lead to major change in the constitution. I hope this class will be helpful to you all for better understanding of the topic. Thank you.